Hi, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for being here. This video is going to be a little bit different for my channel. Because my channel is so young, I get to experiment with the type of content that I want to do in the beginning. I've actually given myself a year to find my direction, my kind of content, my niche, if you will. That means that within the first year of this channel's existence, I wanted to try many different things that I personally enjoy talking about or doing, and sort of seeing what you out there as an audience enjoy watching the most. And then hopefully in this year I will be able to figure out exactly what I want my channel to be. I started this channel as a fitness, lose weight with me type of vlogging channel, and I might come back to it. I don't think that it was a bad type of content. I am definitely not abandoning that idea, and I'm definitely not abandoning the whole weight loss journey for myself personally. I do believe that it can be interesting content for others too. In the last couple of months I switched to styling outfits a little bit, even though I know nothing about it, but you know, my channel's name is Irina Tries, so what I definitely know I want to use this channel for is trying different things and learning about different things and sharing my experiences, so that maybe someone else might find this information in my journey useful or inspirational or anything like that. So in this video I want to talk about hypnosis. It's a topic that I am quite familiar with for a number of years already. I've never done something that I'm doing in this video, but I've done hypnosis before. I have some history with hypnosis. I have some experience with hypnosis. Before I jump into the actual experiment of this video, I want to talk a little bit about hypnosis, explain a little bit what it is, because I think there are so many misconceptions about hypnosis out there, false beliefs, misinformation. I want to preface this by saying that I am in no means an expert. All the information that I will be sharing in this video is that of my experience alone. So I will be sharing with you what I understand and what information I have gathered over the years about this topic. So the way that I understand hypnosis and what it does and what it could be used for is, we have our minds, right? And in our minds we have neurological pathways, which are literal paths created by thoughts. And these pathways are created by repetitive thought or idea. So when we are children, our brain starts creating these pathways from the very young age, and the way that they're being formed is by words of affirmation. So something that is being repeated to us over and over and over and over again, and once it's repeated a certain number of times, that neurological pathway is created, if that makes sense. So literally like a new road is being formed by people just walking on it. First maybe animals walking on it and creating a little path, and then people starting to walk the same path, and it's becoming a little bit more defined, and then more people walk over time. It becomes more and more defined, a little bit wider, a little bit deeper, right? The grass is completely flattened and it's a road, right, which people now walk all the time when they need to get from A to B. In my mind, the way that I understand it, that it's exactly the same, and the way that it's formed is also very similar, right? At first we have maybe a few things repeated to us, and then we have this little road, and then the more times that this thought or belief is being repeated to us, the deeper and the stronger that neurological pathway becomes. Now everything is good and well, but the problem with that is that those affirmations, those repeated thoughts, beliefs and behaviors, they can be both positive and negative. And the problem with that as well is that up until you are an adult and can form your own thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, ideas, morals, etc., etc., it's up to other people to give you those affirmations. So when you are growing up, it's up to your parents or your grandparents or your teachers or your peers or anybody around you that is an authoritative figure to tell you the things that will majorly impact who you will become when you grow up. So for example, if you are growing up and one of your parents repeatedly tells you that you're a failure, that you will never amount to anything, you are more likely to grow up having this ingrained belief that you're a failure, that you will not amount to anything. So it will look something like you will never try to achieve anything, you will procrastinate, you will not go after the things that you want because you will have this ingrained belief since your childhood that you will never get what you want and you cannot amount to anything. And no matter how much you try, you will never be able to achieve your dreams. On the other hand, when you have a parent who tells you your entire childhood that you are amazing, that you are special, that you are smart and intelligent, and you're beautiful inside and out, and that they are so proud of you, and that anything that you want, you will be able to go out there and get, you probably will have a person growing up who will believe that they deserve all the best things in the world. They will have the confidence in themselves to go after what they want. They will not really care about what anyone thinks of them because they will have this confidence ingrained literally from the childhood in them that they can get whatever they want and they deserve all the good things that are coming their way. So it's a little bit unfair, and it's something that I personally have struggled with. Just this concept of someone else sort of deciding on your faith when you have zero control over what's being put into your brain and what kind of neurological pathways are being created in your brain. Now, on the bright side, it's something that can be changed. Those neurological pathways are not set in stone. They're not permanent. So they can be formed. You may have heard the term rewiring your brain, so that actually is something that refers to that exact process of deleting the existing neurological pathways and creating new ones, more positive ones, the ones that will help you succeed in life and propel yourself forward, and deleting the ones that are holding you back and forcing you to exhibit self-destructing behaviors and stuff like that. This is what I understand hypnosis is. And now I want to say that I think that hypnosis is very, very similar to meditation. They are not exactly the same, but they are very similar. Meditation doesn't include affirmations normally. It depends what way you do it. There's also such thing as guided meditation, and normally through guided meditation these positive affirmations are being communicated to you while you are in that meditative, super relaxed state. Hypnosis is sort of similar. It puts you in a state where you are super relaxed and your conscious mind kind of steps back a little bit and your subconscious mind comes up. I'm sure you're aware that there's a conscious mind, there's a subconscious mind. So these neurological pathways, they're normally formed in the subconscious mind because our subconscious mind is that long-term memory, you know, that dates back to things that we can't even consciously sometimes remember. So what normally happens when you go about your day and you're thinking with your conscious mind, and the louder your conscious mind is, the quieter your subconscious is. So your conscious mind always tries to dominate and kind of lead, whereas your subconscious mind, the more you don't use it or you don't tap into it, the less you kind of can hear it and understand what's going on there. So during hypnosis, the goal is to bring that subconscious mind up and to mute the conscious mind just a little bit, and this is done through deep relaxation. Now, I think there is a misconception, and this is something that I personally was confused, so I had to do a little bit of research there, but I could not understand the difference between stage hypnosis and then clinical hypnosis that, you know, doctors and medical professionals do. And I thought that those were two separate, completely different things. What I learned when I did the research is that actually they're the same thing. It's just used in different settings, and therefore they look a little bit different. So what I have learned is that during the stage hypnosis, and what I mean by stage hypnosis is those videos that you see online of people going up on the stage with a hypnotist and they make them act like a chicken. Okay, so I think what I believed, and I think what most people believe, is that you completely lose control of yourself when you're participating in a stage hypnosis. And what I have learned is that you actually don't. And the reason why you are acting like a chicken when a hypnotist is asking you to act like a chicken is because you are completely relaxed and you are much more receptive to the ideas and commands and different things that are being given to you. So really, during the stage hypnosis, you can stop at any time and not do what the hypnotist is telling you to do, but you are so deep in this relaxed state that you are, one, enjoying it because it's a very pleasant experience, two, you are like, what the heck, what is it gonna do if I act like a chicken? I'm just gonna go with it and have this full experience of this hypnosis. Or third, you will feel a little bit of pressure because, you know, you're on the stage and people are looking at you, and now this hypnotist is kind of, the whole performance and the whole show kind of depends on you, and you don't want to let them down and you don't want to disappoint, so you do what you're being told. But really, you are conscious the entire time. Apparently, these are the same states when you're on stage and are going through a stage hypnosis, and when you're in a therapist's office and you're going through a hypnotherapy session. Apparently it's the same. The methods of getting you into that hypnosis is the same. It's just the stage hypnosis is slightly quicker, and the hypnosis used for therapy, it's a little bit slower. It gets you under the hypnosis a little bit more steady, and you have to go through the steps, and it's about 5 to 10 minutes to just get you into that state of deep relaxation. Whereas on the stage, because they're limited in time, it kind of happens quickly. They use different techniques to get you down as quickly as possible. Hypnotists that work with stage hypnosis as well, they are very good at detecting who is hypnotizable and who is not, and there are levels. So you can be very easily hypnotized, and you can be a little bit more resistant to it. Before you even put a person under hypnosis, there are ways to see and check how well they will be hypnotized. So I think that that also plays into why stage hypnosis looks so dramatic, is because hypnotists, when they go through the crowd and choose people to participate in it, they know what to look for, so that they choose the person who is the most suitable for this performance. So we are not talking about stage hypnosis because this is purely for entertainment. It has no long-term effects. You're literally being put under hypnosis for like whatever 30 seconds, and then you're out of it, and it has zero effect on your moving forward. Whereas clinical hypnosis and hypnosis that is used for therapy by hypnotherapists, its aim, its goal is to create long-lasting, long-term results for you. And that means that if you have an issue such as an addiction, if you have any self-destructing behaviors, or you're thinking about yourself very negatively, you have low self-esteem, you have no confidence, things like that that prevent you from a very pleasant life, these are geared towards helping you get out from that mindset of I'm miserable, I'm worthless, I can't do anything, I will never succeed, etc, etc, etc. And the way that this is done is you're being put under hypnosis, which means you're being put in a state of deep relaxation where your subconscious mind comes up a little bit and your conscious mind comes down a little bit, so they're on the same level, and so that your subconscious mind can perceive and absorb the information that is being given to you without conscious mind interfering too much. While you're in that state where literally your conscious and subconscious mind are on the same level, you are being fed over the course of anything from 20 minutes to 8 hours. I've seen hypnosises where you sleep and you're being hypnotized. Anything within that time frame, you are being fed positive affirmations over and over and over and over again, until those neurological pathways that's been created as early as your childhood start disappearing and new neurological pathways, more positive ones, are being created. Why I decided to do a weight loss hypnosis? I've been struggling with being overweight my entire life. When I became an adult, I decided to do something about it, obviously, and I've gone through a phase, I think like everyone does when they're overweight, of like doing crash diets and doing some silly exercises that don't help and hours of cardio and stuff like that. And then I came to a point when I decided that I wanted to educate myself so that I know exactly what I'm doing. So what I did is I did a personal trainer degree. I signed up for an online course. They sent me a bunch of books and there was an exam that I had to take at the end of it. I thought that it would solve the issue, which is, you know, a logical expectation, I think. And I have to say it has made it much better, but it hasn't solved the issue. I still continued binge eating, I still continued emotionally eat. Another thing was that, you know, like how most people see an overweight person and they immediately start questioning their discipline. I obviously thought about that at length, and what I came to realize is that I don't lack discipline just because I see that discipline in other areas of my life. However, whenever it came to eating, to food, not even exercise or anything like that, to food specifically, that discipline would be out of the window, it seemed. So it also took me a while, but I ended up realizing that that wasn't a discipline thing as well with me personally. And actually I think that with many people it's not a discipline thing. So then the more I kept digging, the more I started realizing that it's what all addictions are. It's just me trying to give myself some comfort for some things that I am feeling, but I am unable to deal with them in a more productive and healthy way. I want to say that I've done everything that I could. I tried to figure it out in any way possible. I went to therapy, I read books, I listened to psychologists, psychiatrists, psychotherapists, whoever. On and off I did many years of therapy, and I am still finding myself in a position where I still don't know. I still overeat, I still emotionally eat, I still binge eat, I still have all these things that pretty much are still there, you know, since I started trying to figure all of this out. So finally, I've been thinking about it for a long time to do this, what I'm doing in this video. So finally, I actually decided to go ahead and do that. And so what I want to do is I want to try hypnosis for 21 days, to do it every single day and see how I feel after that. This is what this video is about. So I'm going to film myself every day doing the hypnosis. There's not much to see, obviously. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts after every week. So there's going to be 3 weeks in total of hypnosis, and kind of giving you an update on how I'm feeling, you know, any changes that might be happening, anything like that. And then of course, at the very end, I will be sharing my thoughts with you after the 21 days is completely done. So I'm gonna stop talking, let's get into it. Okay, so this is something that I actually did last night because I knew that I wouldn't have a lot of time today. I literally went on YouTube and I typed in the search weight loss hypnosis. So I was looking for something between 10 to 30 minutes max, and I came across this video. In this video, she is using a technique by Marisa Peer. If you don't know who Marisa Peer is, YouTube her if you are interested in therapy and hypnosis, because she's actually really good, and she has her academy. That's why other people are using her technique. And so I'm just gonna put the thumbnail here so you can see. It's called Reach and Maintain a Healthy Weight and Positive Mindset. We'll see. I mean, I'm jumping into it kind of blind. I listened to maybe 30 seconds of it last night, so now I'm going to do the full thing. So I'm just gonna put in my headphones and start. I'm gonna press play and I'll see you in half an hour, 25 minutes. Alright, I just finished. I am very happy with what I've picked. All of Marisa Peer's hypnosises and talks and YouTube videos, they are heavily focused around your childhood and what happened during the childhood that might have caused the behaviors that you're experiencing right now. So this is the core of her method, you know, to go back into the childhood and kind of talk to yourself kindly and try to unpack and understand some of the key moments I cried. It doesn't feel bad, but it's just a very emotionally charged experience to go back. So I'll keep you updated. Today is day 8, so I've officially completed the first week of daily hypnosis. Now, I've started feeling a very significant change in just my general attitude, if that makes sense. This is why I like Marisa Peer's approach so much, because it doesn't just tackle one specific issue that you're facing. Her method is more focused on that big picture. I really like that method because I'm a big believer that to fix little things, you need to do the groundwork first, do some general healing, some reflection work. And I think that once you do, everything then falls into place. In terms of eating and fitness, I didn't feel any significant shift up until yesterday. So we'll see how week 2 is gonna go, but that's my update for week 1. Alright, so it's been 2 weeks now. It's actually been a little bit over 2 weeks. I just finished my 16th session, so I'm gonna be honest, I can't really say that I am feeling a major shift in terms of my eating and exercising habits. I mean, yesterday, for example, was a really good day. I had really good meals and I exercised as well, but I would need to see it a couple of days in a row to be able to confidently say that that's the change that I'm seeing, and it's not just a one-time kind of thing. I have to say, and I think I already said that in the previous week, that I am seeing changes in other areas of my life, just in the general way that I'm feeling. I'm not expecting any like major results as of yet, just because, you know, there is a reason why they say that you should do it for a minimum of 21 days to see the results. So I am waiting patiently till the end of the process to see. I can say that I am eating horribly, or that I'm not exercising at all. I've gained some weight, but that whole process started long before I started this hypnosis, you know, hence I think why I decided to start it. So that's my update. We'll see what happens. So it's exactly 3 weeks. Yesterday I did my last hypnosis session. This would be the end of the video. However, I decided that I wanted to wait 1 week before I gave you my final thoughts. So I guess the update for week 3 is that I don't know. I still don't know, and I think that this is why I want to wait another week. I feel great, I feel good, but my eating has been very inconsistent. The last 2 to 3 days have been good, but I want to wait a little bit longer to see if that's consistent. And I can't really sit here and honestly say anything about these 21 days until I know for sure that I have some sort of change or not. I feel the change in my motivation, in my productivity, in just general attitudes towards myself, towards life, towards the future, and that has been pretty consistent now. I want to say that almost ever since I started this hypnosis, like maybe day 2 or 3, the only big change in terms of how I think about food that I already can see is how I get excited when I think about cooking for myself and cooking healthy food. So this is, I hope, is a good sign and a little sneak peek into what's maybe to come and what changes will come eventually with time. I would wanted definitely to come here and give this update. And also, you know, being fully transparent, I wanted to mention that after 3 weeks I'm still not like feeling any major changes or shifts in terms of like eating. Only the last 3 days, but again, I have to wait and see if this is actually something that's here to stay or if it's just one of my phases. That's my update. I will wait another week before I give you my final thoughts, and we'll just see where my eating is at. We are at the end of 3 weeks, 21 days of hypnosis, plus 1 week that I just gave myself to see if there were any changes in the way that I ate, cooked, thought about food, etc, etc. So here's my final thoughts, okay? I can definitely feel changes. You know, I did mention during update 1, 2, and 3 that there were some general things that I saw changes in. My general attitude towards life, a little bit more energy, a little bit more motivation to do things, and a little bit more consistency and focus that I've been noticing, which is still there 100%. During this last week, I saw some interesting things. First of all, I want to say that I did have takeout once in the entire week, which I felt so bad about it because I was like, well, this entire experiment has been a failure. What am I gonna say in my update? How am I gonna finish this video? Do I have to just completely scrap this and come up with another video for this week and like completely forget about it? Like, that was my emotional response to me ordering food once that week. And then I sat on it a little bit the next day, and I thought, you know, in the weeks prior, even before I started this whole experiment with the hypnosis, it would be happening, if not every day, every second day. So first, that's already an improvement, that it's only happened once in 7 days. Second, I don't think that it's realistic to expect to never have off days. And so this is something that I also had to remind myself, that there's gonna be bad days. This whole hypnosis experiment is not gonna remove and erase bad days from my life forever. It's just not realistic to expect that, and it's impossible, right? That kind of also made me feel a little bit better about this whole thing. I think the most interesting change that happened is I just started cooking. And I've cooked before, obviously, myself. I've done meal preps for years now, but now I started, first of all, getting excited about cooking, which I don't remember ever feeling that level of excitement. So that was one of the things that I noticed when I was meal prepping a couple of days ago, and I just remembered feeling excited. I was just like, yeah, I get to do this now. That's really cool. So that was new. I'm gonna wait for this dog to finish barking. And then also I started noticing that I want to make things from scratch now. So where before I used to go and buy gluten-free bread, now I just came across this recipe, which I've done in the past, but what I would do in the past is I would find a recipe, save that recipe somewhere, and then I would forget all about it and never do it. Whereas now I saw the video, I was like, gluten-free bread, that would be cool, and then literally went out, got the ingredients and made it. And I know it might seem like such a simple thing, but for me that's a big change because I've never done that before. I always say that I don't know how to cook because I really don't, because I don't put any effort in it. I do the simplest things with the simplest ingredients, and while I still try to do that, now I'm not afraid, or I'm not that opposed to making an effort and to making something a bit more difficult, or something that I never thought I would ever make ever in my life before. So now I make my own bread, and that's just crazy to me. And same goes for experimenting with different foods. When I did the meal prep now a few days ago, I just made new things. And it was kind of easy, and it came almost natural, and like I said, I got excited about it, and I was like, yay, I'm gonna do this now. Another thing that I noticed, and that was prior to this week, I already noticed it about 2 weeks ago. Instead of being upset about my overeating and binge eating and just sitting in it and being like, yeah, you know, like It's bad. I don't like it. I think my thoughts about it are becoming a little bit more productive. So instead of just being upset about it and sad about it, what I'm starting to think now is, what do I do in terms of like, what are the actual steps that I can take, practical things that I can do? Should I move my work to the evening? Should I move my gyms to the evening? Sign up for classes? Should I reorganize it and rearrange my entire day so that in the evenings, because I binge in the evenings mostly, actually always, I never binge in the mornings. Should I move something to the evening so that I'm physically unable to binge? So my thoughts shifted from just being upset about it to actually actively trying to find the solution on a psychological level, but what also can I do in my immediate environment? Do I think that it completely cured me from binge eating and overeating and emotional eating? No. But has it given me some tools and some improvements in other areas of my life that potentially can lead to me solving this issue for myself? Absolutely, I think so. I didn't even count how many positive things I have mentioned throughout this video, but I think there were many, the positive changes that I have noticed, right? It was definitely more than 3, and I think that that alone is a very good result. I definitely am happy that I did this. I'm just trying to be, realistic about everything in life, really. So I'm not expecting this to be this magic pill that, overnight just changes my life entirely. So yeah, I think that that's it. I think that that's the end of this video. There's not much that I can add. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched till the end. Hi. Leave something in the comments to let me know that you watched this entire video till the end. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not yet a subscriber. I would really appreciate it. Most importantly, come back next week for the new video. I will see you there. Until then, have a lovely week. Bye.